Hey guys, so today we're doing another video, of course. When am I gonna learn to do a proper intro? Anyway, follow me on all my social media. Here's my Twitter, here's my Instagram. Subscribe because we're about 20k from 500k, and at 500k we're making a second channel, allegedly. So yeah, make that happen, I guess, because it's not up to me anymore. I recently spoke about a few things, so these are just basically updates, but also just little stories and little things. Anyway, Gabi De Martino is a lifestyle fashion beauty YouTuber who has a sister who's a lot more edgy than her, but she was always known for looking very similar to Ariana Grande and then dressing like Ariana Grande and doing her hair like Ariana Grande. And a lot of people found it quite creepy. I don't know, I felt like she wasn't exactly trying to be Ariana Grande though. Like the voice and everything was kind of kept the same. It was more just the style, and everyone kind of takes inspiration from people for their style. It just so happened that, you know, she wanted to look like Ariana Grande, and that's fine. As long as it doesn't cross like the creepy line, I'm okay with it. And I'll get into the creepy line in a minute. But she was very liked at the start for her like how to get the look and stuff, and then people started really hating on her, which is kind of a trend on YouTube where someone will love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, and then the moment you kind of make it big, you start to become the most hated person for the things that you used to be loved for. A good example of that is Emma Chamberlain. People used to love her for being relatable and all that. And then once she got big, everything she did that was relatable was kind of, oh, that's cringe, that's annoying. Like, you know, she was loved until she wasn't, is how YouTube works. Recently, she posted pictures on Instagram, which were copies, like DIY versions of Ariana Grande outfits. Mainly, she had that dress she wore to the Grammys, like the grey puffy one, and just a few other outfits that basically Gabi Demartino did for a cheaper amount, obviously, than a full custom Grammy dress. And she received so much hate that she actually turned off the comments on her Instagram because, you know, she was like, why would I listen to anyone when they've got nothing valuable to say? Why is my chin that highlighted? Guess my chin's the focal point for today. And yeah, she basically took off the comments because why would she listen to people that have nothing good to say? No constructive criticism. It was just like, I think it was people calling her things like psychotic and stuff, which I don't think trying to dress like someone is psychotic. I mean, look at how many people, you know, try to dress like different celebrities. Every celebrity has their own style, but it doesn't mean that they invented that style. They just made it popular. Like Ariana Grande's style of, she used to wear these really cutesy frilly outfits with like the half up, half down hair. That wasn't created by Ariana Grande, but it is known for Ariana Grande's style because she's probably the most famous person that dresses that way. But that style definitely was around before Ariana Grande was a thing, and it'll be a thing after Ariana Grande's a thing. She is just the most famous person in this current moment dressing like that. And then she went into like oversized hoodie dresses and thigh-high boots, which if you just put it that way, like a hoodie dress and thigh-high boots, does that sound like very original? No, it just sounds like a regular outfit, but it's just Ariana Grande made it more popular because she is as famous as she is. So I don't think wearing oversized hoodies and thigh-high boots makes you Ariana Grande. It's just what people associate with Ariana Grande. Yes, I don't think she should be called psychotic over it. And she basically just said like, I'm not okay with doing these DIY looks anymore. They used to be very popular on my channel, but now I'm being called psychotic over them, so I'm just gonna have to stop making those videos because I'm just not willing to put myself through that, which I completely understand. And it's just very sad that it's like the most popular thing on her channel is the one thing she can't do. It's as if like now I just couldn't do drama because people are like, ew, we hate your drama videos now. We used to love them, but now we hate them. It's like, well, what do you do afterwards? That's all you're known for, you know? And yeah, I just think it's really sad that people really went hard on her when there was absolutely no need to go that hard on her. But there are some people that do take it too far. There is a girl on TikTok called Paige, and she does her makeup to change her features to look more like Ariana Grande. Like the way she does her eyebrows, there's no like arch in them, and then she'll do her lips and everything to look like Ariana Grande, and then she does the voice and the laugh like Kat from Victorious, and it's just so creepy that even Ariana Grande was like, it is so strange to see myself with the voice of Kat from Victorious. She's like, and I'm not the one doing it. It's just me watching someone else that looks like me with a voice that I used to have. She's like, it's such a strange thing, and it definitely is. I don't mind people, you know, dressing like people or doing their makeup like people. I feel like, you know, for a while everyone did their makeup like Kylie Jenner because they were like, we need these big lips and everything, and everyone just kind of went crazy over looking like Kylie Jenner, and no one thought that was weird, but for some reason someone dresses like Ariana Grande and all of a sudden it's an impersonator. I don't know, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, look at every single Instagram model and tell me they don't look like they're part of the Kardashian family. You can't, because it's the truth, and no one's calling them out for being basically clones of the Kardashian Jenner clan. But the moment someone puts on a frilly dress or an oversized hoodie, they are all of a sudden like impersonating Ariana Grande and they want to steal her life. I don't think that's how it is, but when you do put on the voice and everything and you try to change your mannerisms to be like someone else, that is very creepy. However, Paige, I don't think is psychotic. Allegedly, and that is allegedly, I saw that in a Spoil Sesh video, her mum is the one that's forcing her to do it, and she's actually very young. So to be receiving that much hate is probably not okay for her. And it seems to be, if it's true, another Danny Con situation. I feel like someone looked at Danny Con, looked at her mum and thought, we can do this just differently. And it's actually quite scary if that's true. Lia Marie Johnson was on Kids React and Teens React, then she had her own channel and she started to make music with a studio basically, and the manager of that studio, the producer, is like an older guy and he's very creepy around kids. People have noticed. I don't know if, you know, if he's actually a creepy guy or if it just so looks like that, but he seems to be very creepy, and he was seen in a few lives that Lia Marie Johnson has done on Instagram, and it hasn't necessarily been confirmed, but when people compare the face and his voice, it must be him. Like, you can't have someone that's similar to him that is coincidentally not her manager. She can't know two people that look and sound exactly the same. And in those lives, she seems either high or she just seems out of it in some other way, like mentally, possibly she's just going through some kind of a mental disorder and it's not helping her, or she's on because she didn't behave normally, although we would expect her to behave, mainly because we've seen her for so many years online, so we can see the difference. This is not what she used to act like. It is a very new thing for Lia Marie Johnson to behave that way. Then she posted on Instagram story basically saying how she escaped an abusive relationship and that she was fine now. So people are obviously very happy about that. People are like, yes, finally we'll see a normal Lia Marie Johnson again. And then recently she did another live where she looks high again, or like she's not okay, and she seems to be with a different guy, and then she posted a picture with that guy, so it seems like he's her new or just old boyfriend that we've never seen. And in that live, people have actually pointed out that at some point you can hear a snorting noise when he puts his head down, so it almost seems like he is taking some kind of a substance. And yeah, the whole situation is concerning once again. I said that in my last video when I said, you know, she says she's fine and she says she's escaped an abusive relationship, and I said, you know, I'm very happy for her, but I don't believe that this is the end of the Lia Marie Johnson journey. I hoped it would be, but I just said, you know, I'm not convinced, and until I see an actual improvement, I'm not going to believe it. And here we are. I think Lia Marie Johnson still needs help, and even people like Tana Mojo can see that. Tana Mojo was on that live and just kept on saying, hey, answer me, call me back, message me back. I just think everyone can now see that she's not okay. And actually one of her friends tweeted out saying that her friends are not her friends anymore, like her friends don't have her best interests at heart. They're not there for her when she needs them very desperately. So clearly there is a bigger issue there, that she has no one there to help her, protect her, get her out of a bad situation, and she's just surrounding herself with people that don't care about her. So that's the update on Lia Marie Johnson. It's not the update that we wanted, but nonetheless we at least can know and keep on trying to help her. Jay Station, if you don't know who that is a guy that exploits celebrity in his videos essentially, and he recently pretended that his girlfriend died, and then he did a 3 a.m. challenge with her, calling her at 3 a.m. through like a Ouija board or something. And then she came out and basically said that he's been abusive to her, and she actually called the police on him. And then she uploaded a video which he downloaded in full, re-uploaded on his channel, and then copyright claimed her video, even though she was the one that originally posted it. It's still up on his channel, so that's really cool. So now he's making double the money because he's making money from her video and his video. And since then he's just been posting like normal. And then he made a video where he bought a new girlfriend from the dark web, like back in the day, like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, when he bought a slave off the dark web. Like, that's the kind of content that this guy makes, and I think his channel needs to be taken down. I'm usually not a big fan of taking people's channels down, but in this case what he does is not okay. He's exploiting people's he's not okay in his personal life either, and I just think at this point his audience is so young that they don't understand how bad it is what he's doing. So I just think his channel needs to be gone, because to exploit people's like that and to do things that are so insensitive, yeah, I can't get behind it, sorry. Recently, Billie Eilish spoke out on the Drake accusations. Drake has on multiple occasions been accused of being inappropriate with younger artists that he's hanging out with. He's over the age of 30 and he was hanging out with Millie Bobby Brown when she was like 15, and that they've been messaging back and forth, and he would say things like, I miss you, and it was just very strange to me. I still stand by the statement that I don't think it's appropriate for him to have that kind of a relationship with such young people. He can have a very professional, almost a mentor-like relationship where he's trying to help them get through Hollywood at a young age. But to be kind of that friendly with them, I think is inappropriate. But that's, you know, until something actually bad happens, I don't think, you know, we can accuse him of anything or necessarily stop him. So that's cool. And recently, Billie Eilish turned 18 and she did a Vogue interview where she said, the internet is such a stupid mess right now. Everybody is so sensitive. A grown man can't be a fan of an artist. There are so many people that the internet should be more worried about. Like, you're really going to say that Drake is creepy because he's a fan of mine, and then you're going to go vote for Trump. What the fuck is this? I think we can be upset about multiple people at the same time. I think we can be upset about Trump while also being upset at Drake for being inappropriate. I don't think one excludes the other. The thing is, it's not like he's just a fan of someone. It's not like he's like, follow them on Instagram and DMs them saying like, hey, I love your music. That's it. He like exchanges numbers with these young people. He messages them on a regular basis. They're friendly. They meet up. And it's like, I just think it's a little much for a grown man to be hanging out with an 18-year-old. Like, why? Why? I'm 19, almost 20, and I don't hang out with 30-year-olds. So, you know, because I just don't think we're at the same headspace. So it just doesn't make sense for me to hang out with them. I have nothing to gain and I have nothing that I would want from them. But I see where Billie Eilish is coming from. I mean, there are people that are probably doing much worse in Hollywood, as far as we know, because we don't actually know what Drake's doing behind the scenes. But from what I can see, it's just very inappropriate and I'm just kind of made uncomfortable by it. And that's about it. That's all I'm saying before the Drake fans come my way. Kian and JC recently have done a reality show type thing. They've done it twice now, where they bring everyone into a house and they make them do challenges and then everyone gets voted out. It's basically like a Big Brother type thing, but on the internet. And recently there was a guy on there called Harrison. They actually were sponsored for this one by SeatGeek. So the prize was, I believe, 50,000 or 5,000. It was one of those. It was like a bigger prize, right? During one of the last rounds, there was a quiz where everyone had to, you know, everyone got questions that they had to answer. If you got it wrong, you had, I think, 3 tries, and in the third one, you get kicked off. And he was getting very difficult questions. Everyone else was getting very easy questions, and then he was getting very difficult ones. And he actually at one point got a question that was, what is the longest river in the world? And he answered it correctly, but they said it was wrong because they read an article that said a different answer, because people usually get confused between the longest river in the world and the largest river in the world. Just because it's got the largest surface area, it doesn't mean it's the longest, because a river could be, you know, this thin, but if it's really long, then it's the longest river in the world. It might not be the largest, but it's the longest. That's where people get very confused. And he answered the question correctly, but they said he was wrong, so he got kicked off. And the thing is, these episodes aren't done live. They were pre-filmed in November and then just being released now. So when he got kicked off, he didn't win the show, even though he possibly could have. And now they couldn't just put him back in to the last episode because everything was filmed already, so they can't just take the prize away from someone else and give it to him because they won technically. So now he's being put into the new season straight away as just like a sorry, like he gets put back in. But the chances are he might not actually win this one, but he could have won the last one. So people are very upset about Kian and JC for not double checking and checking their facts and not just reading one article but reading multiple articles regarding the questions that they are asking. Yeah, people are kind of upset that he's basically been snubbed for a lot of money. But they have spoken out and said that, you know, in their friendship with Harrison, it's never about money, so no one really cared. But I think, you know, at that point you could be a little bit off. Like, you know, he rightfully should have gone to the finals. Zoella is back in the news. She's actually releasing a new book. It's a thriller / mystery book that she is co-writing with the editor from Penguin that she used to work with for her Girl Online series. And I don't think that editor works for Penguin anymore, so her and Zoella came together to write this book. You can pre-order it now. I'm hoping that it's not just a ghost-written cash grab, but we'll see once it comes out and the reviews start coming in what people think about the book. I'm hoping it's not a cash grab. I'm hoping it's a passion project. That's all I'm saying. Next, Norvina. So Anastasia Beverly Hills now is more or less being run by Norvina, and Norvina now released a eyebrow set, like a kit with Rodin and Fields, which is actually an MLM. And then when Norvina found out about this, she started doing her research and she was like, I'm going to recall these products because I don't want to be associated with an MLM. And if you don't know what an MLM is, it's multi-level marketing, which is basically just a legal version of a pyramid scheme. And pyramid schemes are illegal, but MLMs seem to get around that because they claim to be selling products, but maybe 0.1% of their income comes from actually selling products. But they are actually selling products to people that they employ, which is not how it's supposed to work. So a pyramid scheme is where one person does something and then they get 2 other people to invest in them, and then to get that money back from them they get 2 each to invest in those 2 people, and then so on and so forth. So really the people at the top are being paid from the people at the bottom, and then as the layers go, people are getting their money back, but it's all going back to that one person at the top essentially. With an MLM, there is the main person who creates the product, then they create like a package deal. So they basically say, if you want to be employed by us and be able to sell, let's say like cups or something, you have to buy $5,000 worth of cups cups so you can sell them. So then they get a commission from those $5,000 each that those two people had to spend to get the cups that they didn't have to sell. The products are usually really cheap quality, so they can't actually sell them. So the way they get money back is by employing more people under them. So that one person at the top employs two people who spend, let's say, $5,000 each. And then those two people, to make money back, have to employ two people each. So that's four people that then spend $5,000, and that money goes back to them, and that money goes back to him, and so on and so forth. The money doesn't come from selling products to customers, it comes from selling products to more people that you refer, hence why pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are illegal, and MLMs have been getting away with the fact that they call themselves MLMs and not pyramid schemes. But if they were to be caught or accused of being pyramid schemes, they could all be shut down and actually put in jail because it's illegal. So yeah, so for ABH to then work with an MLM, where so many people that go to work with MLMs end up going bankrupt and being in huge amounts of debt. Well, once they go bankrupt, they're not in debt, but because the debts get wiped off, but you're bankrupt essentially. You're starting from nothing. It's ruined so many lives. You can watch so many documentaries on YouTube and on Netflix. So for Norvina to not fact check who she was working with is quite disappointing, but I'm glad that she was so quick to address it and to kind of take that back. But you gotta be very careful with these things. Nikocado Avocado has recently obviously been in drama with Stephanie Sue. Didn't think I'd go back to that. And then he was in some more drama with just other people. So he's recently been posting a lot of videos and being disrespectful for attention. That's all it is. If you know who Nikocado Avocado is, for the last few years, he would go on like a almost mental breakdown type of thing where he posts a lot of videos that he knows are going to get a lot of attention because they're controversial. So since his Stephanie Sue thing, he's uploaded videos such as why I hate K-pop and BTS, I'm poor, my last meal, I'm done, I ran out of money. But then he's posted 2 videos after that already, so clearly not. I got fired from my new job. I quit YouTube. So hear me out, right? 4 days ago, I quit YouTube announcing my new job. And 3 days ago, I got fired from my new job. And then 2 days ago, I'm poor, my last meal. And then he's got more meals. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's doing this essentially for views, just a mental breakdown. David Dobrik stole from me. Orlin left me. My life is falling apart. My life is over. Stop leaving me in comments. Nobody likes me anymore. I'm still getting fat and don't know why. Maybe it's because you're eating 5,000 calories in one meal. I don't know. It's not very healthy. I can't go on. Why I'm no longer friends with Zach Choi. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. These are all just such contradictions of each other, and it's just so obvious that he's doing it for views. He's done this before. And yeah, recently though, it's been really bad. He uploaded a mukbang where he was talking about Kobe Bryant, and I spoke about this recently. Kobe Bryant was in a fatal accident with his daughter and a few other people in a helicopter, and obviously everyone was upset about it. And then Nikocado Avocado makes a mukbang where he is like, oh, what was his name? Was it Kevin? Was it Cobalt? What was it? And it was just so obviously done to get attention, because the more controversial you are, the more people get angry and the more attention they pay to you. And he doesn't care if people like him or love him, he just wants attention. He's that kind of a person. So he was going on for like a solid few minutes just trying to guess his name instead of going on his phone, googling it, cutting that part of the video and just saying, oh, Kobe Bryant, right? And then to make matters worse, he posts a video saying, it's in the title. The title is, I did not insult Colby with a C and an L, even though Kobe Bryant's name is spelled K-O-B-E. And then Bryant is B-R-Y-A-N-T. I can't usually spell out loud, and he spelled it C-O-L-B-E-B-R-Y-E-N-T. So he titled this video, I did not insult Colby Bryant. My subscribers are liars. See, I don't mind when people, he's going down the route of Trisha Paytas, where you're weirdly controversial for views, but it's not controversial in like a disrespectful way. She's usually kind of just a troll. She wants to do things that are shocking, and lately she's been getting disrespectful. But before, it was usually just like, I am now a chicken nugget. Like, it was such stupidness that you had to click on it because it was so entertaining. This, on the other hand, is disrespectful. This is the kind of controversial getting attention that I just can't stand, and I don't watch his videos. I literally just look at the titles and I'm like, not gonna click on that. I'm not gonna give him the views or the AdSense, because he's still making very good money, because he's still averaging like 300k a video. So how about we all collectively just stop watching his content? Thank you. And you can find a lot of clips from his videos on Twitter, so you don't actually have to watch his videos, which is great. And the last piece of mini tea for today is that Selena Gomez is coming out with a makeup line. So her recent album was called Rare, and she had allegedly, because I haven't fact checked this, because there is no way for me to fact check this. So people that were following her Rare Tour Instagram, she had an Instagram for her Rare Tour, has now been changed to Rare Beauty. So the followers that she had on her Rare Tour Instagram are now allegedly on her beauty Instagram. So people are like, oh my god, she's grown by 1 million on her new Instagram for her beauty line in a day. And apparently it is just that she changed the name from Rare Tour to Rare Beauty line, and no one actually noticed unless you were following Rare Tour and all of a sudden you were like following Rare Beauty and you're like, I didn't follow them. It's because they changed the name, allegedly. Let me know if you were following Rare Tour and if you're now somehow following Rare Beauty without actually following them, because that'll be a very interesting way to get followers for your new beauty line. I am kind of sick and tired of celebrities starting makeup lines without ever like showing some kind of a major interest in makeup. I feel like Selena Gomez's makeup is always very minimal. It's always the I'm not wearing makeup look. Whereas there are so many people that show up in such great makeup looks and they're so good at it and they really care about makeup that it's quite disappointing that she's the one that gets a makeup line. And then with the whole Instagram thing, just a little bit shady, you know? I'm not here or there about Selena Gomez. I don't really care, but it's just a little bit shady, you know? It's not like, and I just don't think I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try see any pictures that she releases of the product, and if there's anything super interesting I might buy it just to try it out, but I'm not expecting anything revolutionary from Selena Gomez. I never do, because she's a very simple girl, or you know, to me she just seems like a very simple plain person. That sounds more rude than I intended it to sound. I just think she's very just simple. It's nothing bad. I'm not expecting anything revolutionary from her, considering the makeup looks she usually has for events are very simple. So yeah, I don't think this will be anything revolutionary, but it might just be, you know, good staple everyday makeup for people, and if that's so, then great, good for her. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything, comment down below, and subscribe, because I post videos every other day, but usually it's about like 3 days a week. So if you want to know when that's happening, hit that bell and you'll be notified.